Good morning. What a beautiful morning. Driving to an event at Roseisle, Manitoba. Gen Ag is sponsoring a product demonstration. Looking forward to meeting some of the top people of a number of the machinery companies from around the world. Thank you, Glenn Kaler, for inviting me. I'm looking forward to it. You know what? Around here, when you look at the crops, they are looking amazing. I saw a field of flax blooming, and the canola is blooming. The corn is 3 to 4 feet tall. Yes, there are some poorer crops in other parts of the province as well, but I'm driving now number 3 highway to Carmen, Manitoba, and things are looking great. Yes, there are drownouts, but I know my father always used to say, if he'd rather have a wet year with the low spots drowned out than a dry year when all the high spots were not producing and only the low spots, because for the most part there were always many more high spots than low spots. So I just wanted to share that this morning. I had a chance to visit a couple of days ago with Gilbert Sabarin. Gilbert farms up at St. Jean, right on the Plum River, and if you've seen some of the pictures, where his yard was an absolute island, he too has been able to get most of his crop in. Yes, he has some unseeded acreage along the along the Plum River, and some of that remained unseeded because it got another dump a few weeks ago. But he describes his crops as the good, the bad, and the ugly. Good is what I'm seeing here, and he may not have as good a crops as these, but at the same time, they're good, and there's bad crops, and there's absolutely ugly crops, the ones that they had to muddy in, and the ones that got early destruction because of some flea beetles and grasshoppers, but even those seem to have been left behind. This crop development is absolutely amazing. I keep telling farmers it has to do with the crop and agronomic practices, obviously weed control, pest control, but even more important has to do with the genetics of the seed that plant breeders continue to develop and how they improve on the varieties. Yes, it keeps costing more and more, and that's another thing that Gilbert Sabarin said. He says, yes, the crop prices are still historically high, although they've come off their peak, but at the same time it's the cost of production that's also high, and they somehow don't fluctuate. Once they've gone to a level, they seem to stay there. Yes, there might be some individual deals and so forth, but crop inputs are high, record high, and so it's going to take a great crop to make a little money on the farm this year. And with these good-looking crops, we may see some record yields if we see the fall continuing to develop to at least the end of August and halfway through September. So that's Harry Siemens from On the Road, somewhere, sometime, somehow. Oh, I should also mention, the good Lord is absolutely great. Yes, I talked about agronomic practices and how farmers till the soil and the crop protection products, and not only that, the genetics, but first and foremost, it's the good Lord that gives the increase. It's a blessing. Thank you. Somewhere, sometime, somehow, I will see you again. God bless. That Stephen says.